Hello, good day, and welcome to today's Monday Life with Joma Okoli. I am excited to have you here. And if this is your first time joining live, or this is your first time watching the YouTube video, our Monday Life, Monday Lives usually comes up every Monday by 12 noon. Yes, by 12 noon. That's the ideal time. Sometimes it doesn't happen because network is glitchy and all of that, but definitely there is always a video that drops on Monday as soon as network permits. So thank you so much for joining me, or thank you so much for watching. I am Choma Okul, and I'm the founder of the Expectant Parent Academy, which is a parenting outfit for parents with children aged 0 to 6. Now, as you will go on, you understand why I my focus is on parents with children 0 to 6. Sorry, I was trying to put the link live on my WhatsApp status. Okay, I'm done with that. So, how are you doing as a parent with children within the ages of 0 to 6? Like, how are you doing? Are you all right? Are you breathing well? If you're watching this sitting, lying down, or standing, how are you? Just can you take a second and answer the question to yourself? Now I can't hear you except you're watching me live and you can say how you are on the comment section. But then, how are you? I mean, I wish I could hug you. It's a whole lot being a parent to children within that age range. And I am speaking honestly from experience because I have 3 children myself. And I can tell you what, it's not easy. My last baby will be 6 months this month. Yay. However, since last month that he turned 5, since last month before he turned 5 on the 16th of March, he started reaching out for things. So if he sees something that is entering his eyes, he wants to go grab it. And until he grabs that thing or it distracts him, he will keep making sounds that he wants to have that thing. And it made me miss his 0 to 4 months age where I could just carry him and I'm looking into his face, he's looking into my face, we smile at each other. If he's hungry, he's breastfed, change his diaper, and he's fine. But you know what? The reality is that he can't remain at that stage. He's growing. And I'm happy he is, even though it comes with extra responsibilities, it comes with extra stress on me and all of us that stays with him. But hey, that's okay. That's how he will become an adult tomorrow who can provide solution to the world around him and all of that. And talking about the ones older than him who has achieved the milestones that he will still grow into, it's a whole lot. I am telling you the honest truth. I'm telling you the truth from my end. It's not easy, and I'm not teaching you things that will make it easy. I'm only teaching you things that should give you perspective, things that let you know that this is what has to happen. The difference is how are you walking your child or your children through it. Okay. So today I ask again, how are you doing? If you're not feeling fine, if you're not feeling all right, it's okay not to feel all right, but you'll be all right. You will. Don't worry. You will still be fine, and everybody will still be fine. Hmm? Okay. So today we are talking about, are you holiday ready? For those of us that have um a child or those that have children that have been to school, for me, it's just my oldest son who's been in school. My daughter, who will be 3 years in September, won't is not in school yet, and it's intentional. We'll wait for her to get to 3 so that she can become better attached to us in the house, get used to some social skills and how to navigate herself and all of that. So it's just my son who's been in school, and more like he's the only one who is on holiday. But then all of us are on holiday because we have to make adjustments to accommodate his presence during the day. Okay, so it's been a whole lot. It's been a whole lot. And then I'm asking you, are you holiday ready? Because we started planning this holiday, this particular holiday, I involved them full time. We started planning for it in January. So we started the savings. They started the savings rather. I usually have money conversation with them every Saturday. I hand them some money, and we divide the money into three: the ones that enters the saving box that we use later, the ones that they put inside the bag where they can pick it and buy things they want, and then where they pick their offering money for the next for Sunday from. Okay, so what I'm trying to achieve by doing that is to get them conversant with money. As they grow older, I will step up the conversation and what happens and all of that and all of that. Okay, so that's basically what we do about money. And then so they started saving, and the goal was that during holiday we'll empty the savings box, see how much we have, and then go and buy things for the holiday. So usually we buy new coloring books, we buy crayons if we need to replace the old ones. We'll buy puzzles, we buy books. They can't read now, so I'm the one that reads to them, and my son is also learning to read. Even though I can't say my daughter is not learning, because one thing is that once you're teaching one a particular thing, the other person joins in. So there is nothing I'm teaching my son now that I isolate him from the sister. So I usually teach the two. So they can't read now. Yes, they are yet to learn how to read storybooks. So I read to them and I gladly do so while I teach them to learn. Okay, so these are some of the things we these are before now I used to do it alone. Probably when I'm going to market, I'll take them with me. They can pick something and say ego ne in Igbo. And when the seller now says it is so and so amount, they now say, Mommy, give me. So I now decided to bring them full time into it, learn to save, learn what is saving, save. Then during the holiday, we use it and do something and all of that. So that's like um how we plan holiday generally on the outskirts, because there are still other things we do to become holiday ready. And I'm going to share some of them with us in this video. So, as a way of introduction, I like to say this: what you do with your child at home will compound to reflect what your child does outside, whether you are there or not. I'll say that again. What you do with your child at home will compound to um to reflect what your child will do outside your home, whether you're there or not. And outside the home will include in school, in church, in the markets, wherever they find themselves. So because I'm trying to start with this because many of us have come to that place where we don't see our children any other place except school, because when they are in school, that's when we have a time to ourselves and we can do what we want. I get it. But also, if you have a problem or if you have palpitation or anxiety with your child being on holiday and having to spend more time with you, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And you need to deal with whatever it is that is wrong as fast as is possible. Because if you're not comfortable staying with your child at home during holiday, now your child teacher wey you go feel say you go dey comfortable staying with your child and other children in class when school resumes. Think about it. So what we do with our child or our children at home, we compound to reflect what they do or what others will do with them in our presence or in our absence. And I don't know about you, but I'm keen on making my children's early years. I'm keen on laying solid foundations in all fronts. Gabro, I want my child to be obedient. No, the conversation has moved from obedience, it has gone higher, right? It has moved from obedience to something higher. So if you're still in the place, I want my child to be obedient, the train has left you. You better really hop into the train before all of us will leave you behind. I know you don't want to. You don't want to be that person that the train of better parenting has left behind. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is that your child's early years, 0 to 6, for me, I would say, is the period you should lay the basic foundations, strong ones, like that kind of foundation that can carry a skyscraper, because your child is actually a skyscraper. Mm. Your child is actually a skyscraper. And it's you that will lay the blocks day by day until they get to the point where they will take it up from you. And you here, I mean fathers and mothers, husbands and their wives, not husbands alone or wives alone. Because when you go to parenting academies, if there are 100 persons there, 90% will be women, 10% will be men. But do you know what can happen when you have 100 women and 100, when you have 100% couples? Everybody knows, has the same information, everybody is working towards the same parenting goals. Nobody is dragging each other back. Now, I understand it can be difficult, especially for the men. The society has made them, long ago, made them feel that what they owe their families is provision. Provide for your wife, provide for your children, pay rent or build a house, provide food, pay school fees, replace clothes once in a while, go on family outing, pay and all of that. I don't blame the men, right? That's what all of us, that's what the society has made them see their role in families and parenting as. But hey, dear men listening to me, dear fathers listening to me, please ditch that societal expectations, hmm, and go higher. It will be in your best interest. You don't want to be old and what your children will send to you when they are visiting is schnapps. Like, yeah, just if you're not Igbo, sorry, find an Igbo friend to interpret what I'm about to say. Yeah, Moro the schnapps, Gawa, that's what your words. And then your wife will have some cool cash, have some new clothes, have some jewelries, have some perfumes. You get why? Because it's your wife that was there. Now, wives, I'm not saying if you're parenting, um if I'm not saying that if you're in that place where you are the forefront of your of parenting your family, you should make the children see their father as uninvolved or see their father as one stupid man who doesn't know what the parenting teachings is saying. No, no, no. You're going to damage a whole lot. So dear women, dear wives, or dear mothers, if you're the one at the forefront of parenting, it's okay. But see it as you're just holding the font until your husband comes on board so that the two of you can actually parent on the same level. Because if your children knows that daddy is not even with mommy in this thing that mommy is doing, or mommy is not even with daddy in this thing that daddy is doing, they will capitalize on that thing and rubbish your marriage. So the day that mommy will say the one they don't like, they know that if they go to daddy, daddy will okay it, and something can go wrong. So you don't want to be fighting battles you shouldn't be fighting. Okay, I think enough for that. Let's dive right in. Then another point I want us to note is that no child is better than the other. No child is better than the other. So I can tell you stories that how my children wash plates and I just supervise them. Okay. I can tell you how my son, who is 4 or who will be 5 in August, can make pap. Yes, yes. So you can bring the pap container from the fridge, bring 2 plates, one for him, one for the sister, bring out, scoop out the amount that they want. I will pour water, he will dissolve it, and he will pour water inside kettle, put it on the gas, put it on. I'll just be there watching. when the kettle water boils, he would actually want to use towel, hold the kettle and want to pour water. But at that point, I step in to hold his hand because he doesn't know what extent to pour the hot water to, so that we don't end up making water instead of palm. Yes, I know at some point I'll step up to also teach him what to look out for and all of that. But if I tell you my son does that, I'm not saying it because my son is better than your own son, is better than your child who is about the same age or even older than him. It simply means I've done some job. And if you do the same job, you get the same result. So no child, when I tell you things that my children can do or my children are doing, I'm not making mouth. I am not rubbing it off on you. I am not telling you you're not doing anything. I'm only saying if you can't close your eyes and see what you're doing, leading your children to being independent or taking initiatives and things, it means you need to step up and start doing things. And that's when I tell stories about my children, that's what I try to achieve. Okay. So no child is better than the other. Your child is not better than my child. My child is not better than your child. Nobody's child is better than your own. They have their own. I have my own. You have your own. And that is good. That is beautiful. So the job is bend down and do the job with the children you have or with the child you have. And all of us will be happy. And the world will be happy. And the world will be, life will be better for every one of us. Okay. So the major difference is what people in the child's life and environment knows or do not know. And even most important is what the people in the child's life are able to know and are able to put into practice. Because if you know something and you don't live by it, you're as good as the person who doesn't know. And your knowledge is of no good, by the way. So if you know something, put it into practice. And you have the results that other people who have been putting it into practice are having. Okay? All right. So I'm saying this so that if you feel, I don't know what to do, I've not even started anywhere, you are in this Monday life and you can take it up from here. Okay. All right. And then we're looking at 5 things you must pay attention to be holiday ready. 5 things you must pay attention to in this holiday, rather. 5 things you must pay attention to in this holiday. Number one is your child's behavior, especially if your child has been to school. Even if that child hasn't been to school, but still, maybe this is a call for you to now zero in, calm down, observe your child's behavior. Are you comfortable with what you're seeing? Are you comfortable with what you're seeing? What child did you envisage to have? Okay, I'm going to talk deeper on this in the Royalty Conclave. The Royalty Conclave is a program run by the Expectant Parent Academy. I am the founder of the Expectant Parent Academy. So the Royalty Conclave is a program that I run for, is a coaching program I run for parents with children within the ages of 0 to 6. I'm going to drop the link to that program in the comment section to this video so you can read about it and see if it's something that interests you and something you want to enroll for. Okay, we are kicking off next month. So you really want to sit down, read through that thing and know if it is what resonates with you and something you want to have. And hey, in addition to that, I'm organizing a holiday boot camp for parents with children 0 to 6 years. And you know the theme? Relax and breathe. Yes. This holiday, I want you to breathe and relax, or relax and breathe. Okay, you should breathe before you're able to relax. Okay, breathe and relax. The holiday is the theme, and it's free. So we are kicking off on Friday because school officially closes on Friday. So we'll run from Friday till, which is 11, till the end of the month. And I'm going to give you tools every day, an activity you do with your child to connect with your child and do a whole lot. It's run every day except Saturdays and Sundays. But on Fridays, I'll give you tips of things you can do on Saturday and Sunday. All right. Okay. So I mentioned too the Royalty Conclave. I'll drop the link. You can read about that. The Breathe and Relax Holiday Bootcamp. I'll also drop the WhatsApp link to that, so that if you're interested, you hop in immediately. Other parents are already in the group and they are relaxing already and waiting for Friday. So you really want to join us if it resonates with you. Okay. All right. So five things. Okay, I said your child's behavior. Did you take time to ask yourself what kind of child do I want to raise? Because if you know what child you want to raise, you know what foundation to lay in these early years. Okay. And by what kind of child you want to raise, I'm not talking about I want my son to be a doctor, I want my daughter to be a lawyer. No, not that kind. Not that kind. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about children who would dominate their world, who will rule their world. Like we say in the in the royalty conclave, royalty begets royalty. And I will say the ways of the royalty is not given to public opinion, hot takes. Nah, they have their way planned out and they stick to it. If the layman does not understand what it is they are working with, it is the business of the layman, not the business of the royalties, because they know where they're going to. And they know what is at stake. They know what is at stake. So you're giving your opinions, you're giving your hot takes. They really do not care. Their eyes is on the go, and they are working towards it. So, do you want to be royalty or you want to become? The answer is yours. So, that's your child. What's the behavior like? What do you want to work on? Is your child more aggressive now? Does your child throw tantrum more? Is your child suddenly more clingy? Is your child refusing to do things they already know how to do, even though they weren't sick or something? It's normal for a child who is recovering from illness not to be able to do something, or not to want to do some things they can actually do for themselves and all of that. But if there was no illness and your child suddenly stops wanting to brush their teeth by themselves and all of that and all of that, you need to come closer, note the behavior, and possibly, depending on your child, if your child is like 2 years and you're able to give the verbal cues that will actually make your child to be able to speak and tell you what it is that is going, you can ask your child questions. But if your child is less than 2, it obviously means you actually need to come low or come closer, observe, ask yourself questions. When did this behavior start? What's changed? Was it the screens? Was it cartoons? Was it movies? Is it somebody that visited recently? Is it somewhere we went to? You want to ask all of those questions so that you find out what exactly is going on, what exactly caused the change in behavior. And if your child has been to school, definitely something's going to change. Mhm. Definitely something's going to change. I can't tell you all of the words my son has been using that he will say it. I'm like, okay, okay. And I'm like, this one, we need to change it. This one, we need to stop it. This one, we need to. But then sometimes I really don't even talk about it immediately the word is said. And I don't react. That is not like, will you shut up? Or why are you saying that? No, 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 no. That's not, you're being a rattlesnake that way. That's not the way of royalty. That's not the way of a royal mother or royal father. So that's not how to, all right? There is a how to. And I'm sorry, I won't be able to tell you all of the how to so that this video doesn't become unnecessarily longer. I was thinking we'll be able to conclude in 30 minutes. This 24 minutes already, and I'm just in one of the five things. Okay, so let's move into skills. Now, there's something I've always done during holidays. Before holidays, I look at my child and I'm like, what skill do we need to start introducing from this holiday? That's how the holiday of 2023, that was when December holiday of 2023, that's when I started teaching my son to learn how to wash plates. Yes, that's when I started teaching him to wash plates. Then he was like 3 years plus. Yes, he was 3 years plus. But we started. And today, the young man can wash plates. and even rinse on his own. He can wash, rinse, drop in a tray close to him. When he's done, he moves to the plate rack, drops the plates, dries the chair he stood on because his height is not um he will tell you that he's not comfortable if he stands on the floor to wash and all of that. So he knows to clean up after himself. There, he still pours water on the floor in the process of washing. He still soils his clothes after washing, but it's not as bad as when we started in 2023. So every holiday, like this holiday now, one skill we are going to focus on is mobbing. So how do I do it? I intention once in a while, I intentionally or I think once in a while, like some days now, like today, I'm going to have lunch with them together and we're going to sit in the parlor instead of dining table. Why? Because I know food will drop on the floor, definitely. And when the food drops, when we finish eating, we'll clean up together happily, get a bucket and a mop, still show him how to scrub, and we'll be fine. By the end of this holiday, he would have learned how to mop. And his sister would either have learned or would have seen how his brother is mobbing. So that when it is her time to mob, she will know she has seen the brother do it, and it's not a problem of, hey, is it not this person that should do it, or I don't know how to do it. Listen, even if you have helps, I do have a help, and I can tell you she's been a wonderful help. But the helps in my house, I tell them, you will not be in my house every day. So please, whatever you're doing, let the children be involved in the capacity that their age can allow them. So you, the child you have, at the age where your child is, what skill can you start teaching your child this holiday? I don't know your child. I don't know what stage your child is, but there is definitely something, one thing at least, that you can pick up and start teaching that child of yours this holiday. Okay? All right. Then the next thing you want to pay attention to is building connection or reinforcing connection. A lot happens in school. A lot happens. And a lot that your child may really not be able to articulate in words and tell you. So that's why you should really take your child to a school you trust, and you should be involved in that school so that you know the basic values of that school, the said and unsaid values. Okay, that's being said. You want to start building connection if you haven't been building connection, and or reinforce it. Or reinforce it. These are the things that gives your child, that builds your child's emotional bank. So that when school starts and a lot is hitting your child, the other children who are from families where the parents hasn't taken care or taken time to do the things we are doing now, when they hit or say some words, your child will be able to say no. There are things you say to my child and he tell you, stop it, that is not right. So those times will come when somebody will want to bully them, when somebody will want to do things to them. It is the work we are doing now. It is the connection we are building, and that will give our children the platform, the stability to actually say no, or to actually say this is not how to do it, or that is what will give your child the emotional strength to handle the situation better, have the courage to talk to an adult, either the class teacher in school or to you when they come home. So connection primarily is being, how do I make you understand this? I'm going to take time, don't worry, I'm going to take time to talk more about this connection in the Breathe and Relax Bootcamp. So you really want to join that group, by the way. I'm going to take time to zoom into this connection thing. And if you be in the royalty conclave, come on, by the time we are done with the 4 months of that coaching, You can actually stand on any platform and talk about connection because you know it that much. Okay. All right. So connection in the base is like I call it the currency of parenting. You know how you are in Nigeria and the currency you can go to market freely and buy things with is naira. If you go to US, it's dollars. If you go to UK, is pounds. Connection is like the currency of parenting. It is the glue that actually makes your child want to listen to you, want to come close to you. Mm. So that's why if you have helps and you are leaving your child hanging with the helps do not know how to connect with your child, or they will connect with your child by accident, or intentionally or unintentionally, and you're there, daddy and mommy flying and making all the money to give them the life they deserve. It's actually not the life they deserve, it is the life you want to give them, or the life you decided to give them. So whatever you're doing in giving them the life you feel they deserve, please do not leave the connection. Do not leave you as parents connecting with your child hanging. A lot is at stake if that happens. So what's the next thing is noting interest and honing it. You know why I'm laughing? Recently, I noticed that my daughter loves bags. My daughter loves bags. Okay. She went out the kitchen and picked waterproof. Come to the room, pick something and put inside the waterproof and come and tell you, please tie it for me. You tie it, she's holding that thing like her life depends on it. You can't snatch that thing from her. Sometimes when she's sleeping, the thing is on the bed. And for any reason, if you want to collect that thing from her, you have to you have to wear your negotiation cap and really get down with negotiating with her. Okay, so recently I gave her a bag. Okay, just yesterday, I gave her one of my bags and she's been carrying it with pride. Okay, so I don't know where that is taking her to, but I notice she likes bags and I've given her a bag. Hmm? And then the brother will beg her to share with her and she will give him. And when he's carrying it, she's showing him how to carry a bag. If my daughter carries bag for you, you think I've been teaching her or somebody has been teaching her. But nobody has. She just grabbed it. If my son is carrying a bag, he will hold it like this. Even if it's a handbag, he will hold it like this. But my daughter knows to put it on her shoulder. Like I said, I don't know what that is, but it's an interest I've noticed. And another thing I'm thinking is that it's been difficult for her to really calm down and color completely when you give her something to, when you give her an item to color. I understand that's with her age. It's something with the age. Um, her interest is not as developed as the other brothers, and I understand that. And so it's giving me an idea of why don't I go and download printables of bags that's out there. I'll ask her to color. That could capture her interest, and she'll be really interested in doing that. Maybe I'm gonna give it a try. Maybe by next week I'll give you update on that. I don't know. Okay, so note your child's interest and hone it. Encourage it. Listen, the world has left. I studied medicine. I studied nursing. By the way, I studied nursing both in School of Nursing and in the university. But guess what? I have no interest of practicing nursing as a bedside nurse. What I practice as a nurse is online. So imagine I didn't develop the other skills that is helping me do what I'm doing. I'm bent on being in the hospital, do this one, do that one for this patient or that patient. So allow your child's interests to to how do I put it, to spring forth, right on it. It's one of the things you should do in this holiday. All right, the next thing is note their weaknesses and work on them from his or her strengths. So Um, my first son, when he's playing with the brother, he wants it fun. He wants it activity packed. And by the way, this almost 6 months old young man is buying into the activity packed play with the other brother and he's enjoying it. But hey, the way my older son is doing it, he's not putting into consideration that the other person is young and something can go wrong. So somehow I could see that as a weakness where he's not able to play with the younger brother calmly. So what do I do? I tell him things like, I like the way you play with your brother. It shows you love him. And he'll smile and nod, or he'll smile and say yes. And you do him like that again. And I'll be like, okay. But if you keep doing that to him, you can injure him. I will have to take him to hospital for them to put cannula on his hand and maybe even admit him. And he will get the idea. And then he will ask something like, so what do I do? Or what do we do? It's one question that you often hear us asking in the house because we want the children to think and bring their own suggestion on board. We're not just pushing our suggestions, our idea down their throats. They are human beings and they are capable of thinking. They are capable of bringing things to the table. We recognize that and we work with it. So that is me coming from the strength of, I like that you love to play with your brother, or I like how you play with your brother. It shows you love him. That's coming from the place of strength. And then you proceed to the weakness. I'm just using this as an example. So what's your own example? What's your child's weakness? Okay, another one, prominent one, which however I understand is something that is common with their age, is my daughter, who is 2 plus. Her patience is at, my niece said her patience is -10. Okay? But that's to tell you how impatient she can be. I understand it's something with age, but I shouldn't excuse it. And so if we are going to do, sometimes I allow them do things that where they will have to take turns. But before we, for instance, they drink water from a cup. So sometimes somebody say, I want to drink water. And we go to the kitchen to get water from the fridge. And then she brings the cup from the fridge, or my son brings the cup from the fridge. And I go, hey, I want to drink, I want to drink. Before we enter the kitchen, I will say something like, Mama, you wait for your brother to finish drinking so that you drink, right? She will either throw tantrum, then say, no, I want to drink first. I'll be like, can you tell yourself, be patient, be patient. Be patient, be patient. Say it in your normal word. Be patient. Say it in your normal word. Be patient, be patient. Good girl. I know you can be patient. So we're going into the kitchen now. We'll bring out the cup. Your brother will drink fast, fast. And then he will give you, okay, mommy. And then we'll go. So impatience. It can also happen with my son, but his own is more or less to attract attention. It's not like he cannot wait. It's not like he doesn't know he should wait, but he just wants to do it um to push you to know if he decides to cry, if it will make you to now give him before the sister, something like that. And you have to be creative. If you're not creative with these children, now you go suffer am. You always be shouting, you always be worked up and all of that and all of that. That is not wisdom now, right? That's not wisdom. So you need to bring wisdom on board in your parents. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Okay? All right. So that's it about 5 things you must pay attention in your child this holiday period. So in crafting routine, I know I promised somebody I was going to talk about this, but just in case you still can't figure it out in your head what that routine should be like. Routines are like things that are done, things that are like standard from waking to sleeping in your house. And let me give you the first cheat. You cannot successfully make a routine for your child if you don't have a routine as a parent. Yeah. So for me, my routine is I wake up by 4:30 a.m. every day, or let me say most days. I wake up by 4:30 a.m. and I have a list of things I'll have to do before 6 p.m. My son usually wakes by 6 p.m. My daughter sometimes around 6:30 or 7 because she's not in school. We allow her to sleep for a longer period. By August now, we'll start training her to wake up by 6 because she will be in school. She'll start school in September. So routines are like the things that should be done, right? So let me take my son's routine as an example. He wakes up by 6 p.m., by 6 a.m., says his morning declaration. We don't do family joint prayers in the morning, it's in the evening. Okay. So he says his morning declaration. I drafted the declarations and, you know, recited it with them. And over time, he particularly has learned how to say all of the declarations. So he said his morning declarations, come to my room to greet my husband and I, go greet the auntie, go to the toilet, brush his teeth. Then my niece will go and bathe him. I'm giving you the routine for school days. My niece will go and bathe him. He will dress himself up. By the time he's done dressing up, his food is on the dining table. He goes to the dining table, feeds himself, and my niece packs his lunchbox and they are off to school. He comes back to school around 2:45, 3 p.m. We get down to his assignments if there is assignments. We don't do go and take your bath, eat lunch, go and sleep. Except the days he says he's hungry and he wants to eat. But over time, we've done the traditional giving him food when he comes back from school, and I noticed it doesn't work for him. So I leave the food out. We go down to assignment if there is any, and after assignment, we'll go to the kitchen to wash plates. So if there is no assignment, we go straight into the kitchen to wash plates. And then after washing plates, the next thing is to allow him play any free play at all he wants. Most times they go outside and play. Mm. Then around 6, they start taking their baits for the night. When they are done baiting, they eat. Then they go back to the bedroom to brush. We pray. No, we journal and then we pray. But I noticed that because I also do my own journaling in the evening, in the night, sometimes it's bulky for me to put all of them into do all of them together. So what I do is I start journaling for them during the day. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, get into the royalty conclave. I will explain better. I will hold you accountable to see that you do that. I'm currently working on a free journal for every parent who is enrolling for the royalty conclave. So when I drop the link in this comment section, you head straight to the link and go read what it is about. Okay, so I start journaling, I start writing their journal. All three of my children have their journals individually. I start doing their journaling in the morning so that in the evening I'll just have mine to write into. And then we sit after dinner, we sit or when we're in the room, just before we turn off the lights, I'll read their what's in their journals for them. If there is anything we want to discuss, we discuss. If not, we put off the lights, they lead in the prayers. I've led long enough that they now lead in the prayers. So, except some other times when my husband is around and he feels he should lead in the prayers and all of that. Okay, they pray. My son sleeps. My son goes to where he sleeps. My daughter and my niece. My daughter lies on her bed and sleeps. So night lights out in my house is 8 p.m. Hmm. So 8 p.m. What we do is that when we started, they would want me to sleep with them, to be in their room until they sleep off. I could do that when I was still pregnant. But now I have another child who may be awake at that period. He doesn't understand. And his presence in their room distracts him because at this stage, he's always wanting to play with them and all of that. So his presence distracts them. So, but when we started, when I was still pregnant, what we do is I'll be in the room with you for 10 minutes. I'll sing lullaby for the two of them for 10 minutes. If you don't sleep in 10 minutes, I'll stop singing and I'll shut the door because their room is in a place where the control lights, sheds lights inside their room when their own bulb goes off. So if I shut the door, it means the room will be totally dark. And usually I give them 10 minutes again. If in 10 minutes you are not asleep or in 10 minutes you're playing, I will go out with the other child who is not playing and leave you in that room alone. And that's what option they don't want to get to. So usually the first 10 minutes of single lullaby, they sleep. They've both taken time to push boundaries where we got to leaving them in the room and locking the door. And they know it is not pleasant. So right now they don't even want to try it. So in a nutshell, that's what your schedule in my house is like. My house is different from yours. My children are different from yours. But if you know what to put into perspective, you know what the considerations to make, you'll be able to come up with your own routine. Hmm? Depending on the part of the world where you are, the space fix, what is particular, and all of that, and all of that. And so this is where we come to the end of today's Monday Live with Chioma Okoli. I am honored to have you watch till this extent. And if you like what you've heard, please do not forget to hit the subscription button, hit the like button. If you have any comments, any question, please drop it right in the comment section. I'm definitely going to answer it. Definitely, definitely. All right. Once again, I am Chioma Okoli, and I am the founder of the Expectant Parent Academy. I'm going to drop the link to the Briatic Conclave. You want to read it. You really want to. And then I'm also going to drop the link to the WhatsApp group for the Breathe and Relax Holiday Bootcamp for parents with children age 0 to 6. If your child is older than 6, you can also join. The principles are the same, and I'm sure you can put it into practice for your older children. Once again, thank you so much for your time. I do not take it for granted, but hey, I also believe I've given you value. And if I have, I yet to subscribe, hit the subscription button, hit um the like button, and then drop any question you have. Do not forget to share this video to other parents you really want to come and learn with you. You can drop it in in any parenting any platform where your other parents are there so that they can learn from this. There's a lot of stress on everybody as adults, as parents in the world already. Let's make the stress that simple knowledge can reduce for us. Let's make let's get that knowledge and have less of the stress in our parenting that can come from our lack of knowledge. All right. Thank you. I want to believe it's been a wonderful 49 minutes with me. For me, it has been. It gives me joy to teach. Yeah, it gives me joy to teach. And as I'm teaching, I'm also getting ideas on things I can do in my own home with my own children. And that's the beauty of this. I'm not teaching you things that are theoretical. I'm also teaching you things I've done, things I'm doing, and things I know will work for you. So thank you so much for your time. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. All right. So do have an amazing day and see you in that breathe and relax boot camp for parents with children within the age of 0 to 6. All right. Do have an amazing, amazing, amazing day ahead. And hey, my kisses to your young ones. Bye.